drink now.
Well, I tell you, years ago, I don't know what year it would have been, but we were in Nashville, and I think Chris's car got repoed, my house got repoed, and we were having a bad week that week. I don't know, foreclosed.
He stole the house.
It's all the same. It went away, right?
The truck just came and picked it up.
That's what he did. But it was a trailer anyway. So we were having a pretty rough week that week, but we kept believing in the journey and in the dream, you know, and we're pushing each other and picking each other up and helping each other get down the road. And that particular week, we ran into these guys at the AIBA Festival. And they were having a big conference in Nashville, and we got invited to one of the dinners, and so we went, and we kind of stood there. We didn't have a seat or nothing. We just kind of stood in the back, you know. And somehow we were hanging out with John Giuliano. We were hanging out with Lori Renfro, and then this guy comes up and says, "Hey, I'm here." He's got a couple drinks in his hands. And we were like, "Well, who are you?" And he says, "I'm Gary Smith." And I said, "Gary Smith, what are you doing?" He's like, "It's not important. Let's just drink." And so we got to go, and we had a little party that night. And everywhere we went that night, everyone would try to lose Chris and Preston, except Gary, but come on, boys, stay with me, you know. So we'd stay with him. Like, I don't know what he does yet, but
we're the only artists there. No one else.
Yeah, and before you know it, we're all just having a good time in Nashville. It's probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're all about 6 sheets to the wind, and we're standing out in front of the Bridgestone Arena, right there at the very front of it, and Chris and I, man, we're just talking to Gary, and he says, you know, he's talking about Pollstar. We didn't know much about Pollstar at the time, you know, and he says, well, this is what we do, and Chris and I said, well, you know what? We're really worried, man, that people are coming into Nashville and they're going to steal our act, man. They're going to be like, you know, the next Chris and Preston are coming into town, and they're going to get, you know, all that we've worked for. We were so impatient. We wanted it right then, you know. This is like 5 years ago. And with all the drinks in him and everything, he says, you know what? Well, I'll never forget these words. He said, Gary looked at me and Chris in front of Lori and John and whoever else. He says, man, what I see right here is so special. And he's like, there is no way another Chris and Preston are going to roll into this town ever. And I was like, whoa. And he's like, you get what I'm saying? He's like, you got to have some patience here because it's going to happen. And in just a few hours, this guy was believing in us and being a real friend and digging down in there and giving us the words of encouragement that we needed. So we just want to say thanks to Gary for being that friend.
Brothers don't shake hands, brothers hug.
We'd like to give you the award today, the Dawn, right? The New Artist Dawn Award. Yeah. So, yeah, man. But you know, and ever since then, man, he's been part of our career and checking on us and seeing how things are going. So you guys are really making a difference out here for artists, and not just with the cover, not with just with the content, but just being part of their lives and whatever's going on in their journey. So thank you.
Absolutely. We do about 200 some dates a year, if not 250. I think last year we had about 200 some. And, you know, most of them are underground stuff and never even heard of clubs, but we're still doing them. But we don't stop. I mean, we've been out here and we got these guys out here with us, so we thank you guys so much. So this next song I want to do for you was our first single that came out. It was #1 in Egypt. And then get that on there. #1 in Thank You, Egypt.
Speaking of awards, we got a pyramid. It's really cool. It's real little. It's like a Rubik's Cube size.
It went #4 on GAC, and it was our first single. We only had 10 weeks to put it out, but we wanted it out anyway. We wrote it with Shane and Jeff over speakerphone. We were in Biloxi, Mississippi, and they were in Nashville, Tennessee, so it was pretty cool to write with these guys over speakerphone. They didn't want us in the same room, so we had to be. We were downstairs, they were upstairs. No. We were in Biloxi and they were in Nashville. So the song was called Here Comes Summer. Here we go.
Barefoot beach clown walking on white sand boogie board, good Lord. smell of coconut lotion. Days are getting longer, shorts are getting shorter, tops are getting smaller. Can you feel it getting closer? Here comes summer. Ain't nothing hotter than 3 months of nothing. Women and water and a big pontoon. Fill up a cooler. Here come the girls, cute and getting cuter. Jump up in my Jeep, drive out to the lake. Day after every loving day after day. Here comes summer. Boys riding the windows down, cruising around Main Street. Tough talk showing off, cars burning rubber at every green. Big crowd hanging out anywhere the music's loud. Good timing all night and waking up at noon on a little tap. That's what it's all about. January, February, March, April, May. Spring break was crazy, but it's just a little taste. Here comes summer. Ain't nothing hotter than 3 months of nothing. Women and water and a big pontoon. Fill up a cooler. Here come the girls, cute and getting cuter. Jump up in my Jeep, drive out to the lake. Day after every loving day after day. Here comes summer. Look at that Mercury 101. Look at them beauty queens baking in the sun. Here comes summer. Ain't nothing hotter than 3 months of nothing. Women and water and a big pontoon. Fill up a cooler. Here come the girls, cute and getting cuter. Jump up in my Jeep, drive out to the lake. Day after every loving day after every loving day after every loving day after day. Here comes summer. Shoot, shoot, shoot it. Shoot, 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 shoot. Here comes summer. Shoot, 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 shoot.